Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is a very quick video. Just thought I'd show you the difference in all the many different Mandalorian and Boba Fett figures that you can currently get from Hasbro, part of the retro collection, and obviously compare them to some of the originals and also a Stan Solo variant as well. So the idea for this video popped into my head after yesterday. As you know, I posted a video review of the Marvel Legends Captain Marvel and Doctor Doom twin pack, and that was a absolute bargain at £15. And then they had several of the Book of Boba Fett retro collection and Ahsoka retro collection wave in there for very cheap prices. Now this is quite a surprise because these haven't been released for that long, and I hadn't seen them anywhere else, and it seems as if they've just headed straight to Game and been reduced straight away. So as you can see, it says $11.99 is the original price, and I picked it up for a £5. Now the figure is virtually the same as the one from the second Mandalorian wave. So what I want to do is obviously compare the two. I mean, obviously you've got the Mandalorian figure, which was the first retro collection one, which is here. And obviously he was kind of like an essence of, you know, what a Mandalorian figure would look like had Kenner done these figures way back in the 80s. And obviously there was a bit of dispute or kind of like, you know, debate over the fact that he came with a vinyl cape, because the whole idea of is this range would have continued past 1985, and by then they'd stopped doing vinyl capes. They were doing a cloth cape. So obviously this was the first retro collection Mandalorian, their first wave that they did, based on the first series of the Disney Plus show that aired in 2019. And obviously you can see, you know, that's what the figure looked like out of the packaging. And obviously you can see I've removed the retro collection sticker because I don't like them. They're a bloody eyesore, and there is a way of doing it without damaging the card. So if you want to check out that video, you can do. Obviously usually on the back there's just absolutely nothing, but that's the original wave of what it included. And then obviously they upgraded him because obviously he had the Beskar armor. So what we then did is we saw a revised version in the second wave, which was based on how he appeared in the second series, and that's where you obviously got the revitalized Boba Fett figure. He was part of that second wave of figures, and obviously I got a second Boba Fett because they were going cheap, so I took one off the card. There you go. I think I did a short on that somewhere, so I'm going to take that guy off the card as well. However, obviously Boba Fett is the original Mandalorian, and speaking of the original Mandalorians, here are my original Kenner Boba Fett figures. Now one of them is a little bit dirtier than the other, and I'm not too sure why. I have just given him a quick wash in the kitchen because that one was absolutely filthy, and I've got no reason why he was covered in all that crap. But yeah, don't ask me which one was my original that I bought, because I honestly don't know at this stage. I'm guessing it might be that one because he's a little bit more worn. But it could be this one because he's a bit more worn on the actual face there. But yeah, it's just great to obviously have two originals. Now we have had that reissued. We'll put them down there. They don't really stand properly these days. This is the retro collection version, and obviously as you can see it's a kind of like virtually like for like 3D scan, and then they've redone the molds for him. So I think he does look slightly larger than the original, just because of how the molds turned out. Now this Empire Strikes Back wave was released in 2020. That was part of obviously the 40th anniversary of the Empire Strikes Back. Not that you'd know from any of the packaging because they didn't put the logo on. But it would have been nice to have found a second one, and then I could have opened him and then done a proper full comparison. But I'm keeping this one on the card. Now, obviously, Stan Solo does excellent custom-made Kenner-style action figures, and this is one that I've got here. And as you can see from the comparing it to the card artwork, this one is virtually a reproduction of how he actually appears in Return of the Jedi. So he's got more movie accurate paint job. He's obviously got a stick up antenna rangefinder there. Oh dear, he's just dropped his gun. The rocket pack is a lot more accurate than what it was on the original figure, and there's a reason why. Obviously the rocket pack was like this. We'll go into that in a minute. But this was a cool, obviously, variant that Stan Solo produced, and he really does excellent work. And I'm surprised I've not actually shown this figure off previously, because yeah, his custom-made figures, I mean, he does them in large batches with a factory in China, you know, and they are kind of like unofficial, but he flies under the radar of Disney, which is great. But some of the stuff he's done is just fantastic. I have got a previous video where I show off my other Stan Solo Star Wars action figures that I've bought from him. But yeah, that Boba Fett is just really, really cool and absolutely superb. So we'll just prop him up there. Now, the reason, obviously, why this Boba Fett has a jetpack at the back like that is because originally that was supposed to be rocket firing. You're supposed to have a button there and that would fire out. However, as you all know the story, following the death of a child who had choked on a similar missile that came from a Battlestar Galactica toy, Kenner obviously decided to change it and obviously kept and moulded that in so it wouldn't come out. And obviously it never went to market. There are a few prototypes out there, but they're in the hands of private collectors and they go for stupid amounts of money. And when I say stupid amounts of money, I'm talking like tens of thousands of dollars for a prototype Boba Fett. I think some even have touched $100,000. But Hasbro did eventually release a Kenner-style Boba Fett with the rocket firing action. And they did this as a mail giveaway, and I think it was also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And this was obviously extremely hard to find. So what they did, again, I think the figure looks slightly larger there from the molds that they've made. But as you can see just in the back there is an actual rocket you can put in his jetpack, and he will do the firing action. And obviously it tells you the details there. Now, this figure is a recreation of the original Boba Fett figure with the additional of the all-important rocket firing feature. You know, good things really do come to those who wait. The wait is officially over. And obviously this, being a reproduction and having that function and being an exclusive, does go for a lot of money now. So I'm glad that I've kept this on card. I didn't open it, and I've kept it as pristine as possible. So those are all the various different Mandalorians and Boba Fetts that you can get. We'll just move these guys over here, move that guy over there. And what I want to do is obviously, I'm not planning on keeping this guy on card because I'm not really getting the rest of the retro collection Book of Boba Fett wave. It doesn't really interest me. I'm keeping to the movies now. I'm after, if I can find it, and hopefully it'll be available in the Disney parks, the second six-figure wave of Return of the Jedi retro collection figures, which includes a brand new one that was never produced, which includes a Mon Mothma. Besides that, it has reproductions of like the Emperor's Royal Guard, the Gamorrean Guard, and a couple of others in there. And then they've also done a retro collection for the Phantom Menace, which is really cool. That's a 6-figure set. And then bizarrely, the last one that they've just released is a retro collection set for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So they've done 3 figures a piece and put it all together, which is, I just find that a bizarre decision. There's enough decent characters to create retro collection figures 6 for both movies. I don't know why they've combined the last 2 prequels in there. Whether or not it's to rush out the Acolyte retro collection wave, which I will not be picking up, because like I said, I'm going to stick to the actual original trilogy movies and the prequels from now on. But there you go. If you want the Book of Boba Fett wave there, it includes Luke Skywalker, which essentially is just the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker that they've repackaged. This Mandalorian, which is a repackage of this guy over here. Fennec Shan, Boba Fett in the Dune Sea, which is obviously him without his armour, in his kind of like Tusken warrior kind of like cloak. An actual Tusken warrior, which is slightly different than the Tusken Raider that we got in the original line. Grogu, again, re-released. And then we've got Chris Stanton, obviously the Wookiee bounty hunter. And then Cad Bane. So, yeah. So, here we go. This is quite rare. We don't usually do this, where we kind of like actually open the figure and throw away the packaging. As a good friend who also I subscribe to, Only One Kenobi, only one does. Let's try and do the booyah as we rip it off. Oh, booyah. No, it didn't quite work, did it? Well, that card back's definitely knackered now. Yeah, if you ever check out his channel, he collects mainly vintage collection. And as well as retro collection, but his channel's really good. So there you go. That's going to head into the recycling. So let's pop this guy out. Oh yeah, that's a cooler figure, and it comes with a Darksaber this time, which is obviously in the style of the Kenner lightsabers that they had from Empire Strikes Back onwards, and then his pistol. So let's just do a comparison of the 2 figures. So a virtually complete remold, probably except for the head. The head looks the same. I think, although the arm may be the same. Oh no, there's a difference in the shoulder pad there. But there you go. He definitely looks better with the soft goods. Looks hugely better with the soft goods. So that's cool. But it's nice to have a kind of like one that I can actually take out of the packaging and put kind of like on display with. Eventually, I do hope to actually put my old Star Wars figures actually properly on display. So that's why I can have some of these guys actually mingling in with them. So that's really cool. So we'll just pop him in with the gun, which I think will hit there, and then we'll just see if he can hold the Darksaber with that hand. Very, no, not very well. So you're either going to have him with the pistol or have him with the Darksaber. And oh god, even that doesn't fit in properly. What's the point? Come on, Hasbro. If you're going to make bloody accessories for these figures, at least make them so they fit in the hand. That's just bloody awful. Yeah, we'll have him with the pistol instead. So there you go, a nice little comparison of all the different Mandalorian retro collection figures, as well as a comparison with some of the originals and some of the other ones that you can get on the market. Like I said, a very quick video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you've not yet subscribed or hit that notification bell, I would appreciate it if you did so, to be notified of any brand new videos that do pop up. Still waiting for Marvel Legends Deadpool figure to get posted out by Amazon. I'm not really hopeful it's going to arrive this side of August, to be quite honest, which is a bit of a shame. So I've tried looking for it elsewhere. It's actually sold out. It's like unicorn poo. You cannot get hold of that guy anywhere. But if he does pop up, I will do a video of him as soon as possible. And also, we've got some more Star Wars Black Series coming up. So, in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you very, very soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. Version, but you've got obviously the brilliant